What is up, guys? We are now live to YouTube. This might not be the longest stream ever, but I have some cool little plans here for it. I believe we tweeted it out. Can I have your Xbox? I still use my Xbox. I use my Xbox for Netflix and Sling TV. Alright. So, today we are actually going to pretend, if you will, to build my PC that I plan to build tomorrow in real life, but I'm gonna build it today in a PC building simulator game. But first, I'm gonna actually show you guys the part list. So this is actually what I got going for me. I already have every single one of these parts except for the case, which is supposed to come tomorrow. That's the plan anyways. So I have an 1800X, which is a B CPU. If you can ever get your hands on one of these things, do it. Although they have a predecessor, 2700X. And I got a nice water cooler to put on top of that from Fractal Design. Celsius S36, which is a 360 millimeter radiator. I got it's kind of like a cheapo motherboard, but it kind of went well with my color scheme of going with white and black. This is mainly black, but I didn't want to go too much white, just because the entire case is completely white, which is down here. But I did go with a 2x8 gigabyte kit of Crucial Sport LT 2666 RAM for a total of 16 gigabytes, which is plenty enough for everything that I do, streaming and gaming at the same time. I don't think I'll ever hit any more than 16 gigabytes, at least in this year. Also, you might hear a very faint humming. If you do, I apologize. That is actually my washing machine. It's doing a run right now. Alright, so I actually just picked up a 500 gigabyte SSD from Samsung just last month, I think. And I've been having that run my OS for the last month. And I have a couple more hard drives for games and storage. One of them is strictly for video recording, and then the other one's strictly for games and everything else. While the SSD is mainly for like 2 or 3 games and all of my applications that I use. And this case is a beautiful case. It's a little on the cheap side, but it's got an expensive price tag, but I had to fork it out because it's a beautiful case. I have a pretty overkill power supply for what I'm running right now, which is a RX 580 and my 1800X. So overall, I'm probably not going to use more than 450 watts, but may as well have that extra room if I ever do decide to upgrade to a better GPU in the future. Also, what is up, Estevan? I don't know if that's how you pronounce that, but what is up? Alright, so anyways, we're going to actually attempt to build this. So let me switch back over to the game, and we will start this. Now, I don't know exactly how well the parts are in this game, but we're going to try it out. I know this case isn't exactly the easiest to build in, and I don't actually know if the H500P mesh is actually in this game, but I know that the H500P is, so if that isn't in here, we'll definitely use that. Alright, let's see. I gotta figure out where cases are in here. Let's see if I can find it. I know the H500P mesh, or the regular P, is in here, but I don't know if the mesh is. So here's the H500P. We'll use that if there's no mesh. Yeah, I don't think there is, which is fine because it's pretty much the same thing. The only difference is the front panel is mesh and not, what is it, like plastic or tempered glass or something? So we just take off the side panel there. Building a PC is actually pretty easy once you get used to it. I've built 2 PCs now. This one will technically be my 3rd PC. And I've never built in this case, so I'm not too sure what I expect. I know this one is pretty close to the H500P mesh where it has these. The only real difference is this is gunmetal gray, and the one that I have is white to better match my color scheme. And this front panel here, it has a complete meshed out front, which is similar to like the sides on here. But everything else is pretty much the same other than the colors. So I don't exactly know 100% what I gotta do here to get this setup on. But let's start with the power supply shroud. Let's remove that for now. And let's look for... Doesn't have to be exactly what I have, because I don't think every brand is necessarily in here. But there's got to be a 750 watt, which there is. Let's actually see, is there an EVGA one? There is an EVGA. Is there 750 though? No. I actually used to own this power supply. I gave it to my friend. Hello? I think we're back. I don't know what the hell happened, honestly. So we're back now. Hello? Okay, so during this process of streaming, it just says OBS has disconnected. And now it just comes up with another notification saying OBS has reconnected. So I have no idea what the hell that was. But sure. So, where were we? Yeah, so I don't know exactly where the stream got cut off at, but I used to have one of these. But we're actually looking for a 750 watt from EVGA, but I don't think they have one, so let's just take this one. Let's just take this one. Yeah. So let's use that. Okay, so like I said, I don't know exactly what is perfect or if they have anything that's pretty similar, but I'm going to look for strictly the right motherboards that I need. I know that there's not that much options right now, but like they don't have an MSI branded motherboard, so this is probably the closest I'm gonna get, honestly. However, the color scheme is completely wrong, so I think I'm gonna actually go with this. This is like a X370 platform, so it's a little bit more high-end than the B350s, but that black and red would make me want to kill myself, so doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, all it is a board. However, I think this one has multi-GPU support. Okay, so let's move on to the CPU, which I know is definitely in here for sure. I think, yeah, here it is. 1800X is installed. You know, the only thing that's gonna really suck is that I don't believe there's any water coolers, not even AIOs, or any radiators in this game yet. So we're probably gonna have to just go with one of the highest end air coolers that we can pick. Unfortunate. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Let me see, like I've been kind of doing this blindsided. Let me see if the 580 is actually in here, because I'm not sure. Alright, looks like it is. Now, this isn't the exact variant that I have, but this is pretty much what I've got. Yeah, this one right here is pretty much what I got. Trying to think, though. The one that I have is white. What's up, the dead scientist? The one that I have is white, but we'll use this one for now. I'm doing pretty good. You got a PC, Dead Scientist? Awesome. What do you got in there? Alright. Let's see. Do they have the same memory that I have? I highly doubt it. But I probably have something close. They have team-based RAM sticks. Is that the only thing they got? No. They have Corsair Dominator. That's right. So they only have 2 brands for RAM, which is fine. But what do I have? I think what did I say that I had? I'll check. Crucial. That's right. I have Crucial RAM. So I think Crucial's actually already in this game in some form or fashion. So I don't know, maybe not. So this would actually be the closest thing, I believe, to what I've got. Yeah. Other than this weird design that it's got, it's pretty much the same thing I've got. So what next? We got graphics card, CPU, motherboard, memory. We got the power supply in there. That's pretty much it for a computer, honestly. Let's wire this up, I suppose. Whoops, I did not mean to click remove power supply. The graphics card is trash, but I think the FX 8320 8-core 3.5 gigahertz is good. That's a pretty old CPU, man. I mean, you'll probably get by, but I wouldn't recommend buying into what is it, like an older, what is it, the older whatever it's called, you know. So I mean, what is it? The wiring in this game, it's kind of weird. It doesn't really look all that good. It kind of does it wherever it wants to put it. Yeah. There's a few things this game needs to add in, like custom cable modding. Water cooling would be nice. Alright, so I'm pretty much just need to put this in. Actually, no. I gotta wait for that. But I could put this in. And then install. Low budget, though. Yeah, I guess that's a plus. It's pretty cheap. But I still don't recommend buying into something that isn't really supported anymore. Like for me, I have the Ryzen 7 1800X in my current PC right now. And when I build this computer tomorrow, everything will be pretty snappy. You have a GT 730? Wow. That is old, man. I don't know how well that would do for very much anything. It might run like some games. So let's see. What kind of air coolers do they have? I used to actually run this in my computer, so maybe we'll use that. Before I got a water cooler, I used that, so. Yeah, so I'm going to use the Cryorig H7, but before we do that, let's put that thermal paste on there. Hopefully it's from a decent brand. You want a GTX 1050 or a 1060? I just put a 1050 Ti into my friend's computer, and it does pretty good. Like, I did not expect that it would do that well. What was I going to do? Cooling, that's right. So I would not recommend this cooler actually for what I'm putting it on though. It runs CSGO Max, so I don't know, it runs almost all my games. Yeah, I feel like any esports titles pretty much. So CSGO, Overwatch, Rocket League, any games like that, it'd probably run extremely well. But for anything like AAA, I don't know if you really want to even expect something. They obviously have a type, so they're probably planning to put water coolers in there at some point. I'm gonna actually remove this, even though it doesn't really matter. And then I'm going to put in this. Gotta get that RGB, am I right? I was thinking about actually getting this particular case fan, just so I could put it either on the back or something. I don't know. The computer that I'm getting, so the mesh version of this computer case, will be all white in the back, as almost everything is white in that. I don't know. Beauty panel, they call that a beauty panel. Alright, so let's install just, we don't have to do both. I have a 1 terabyte and a 2 terabyte. Well, I guess we could. Why not? May as well. There's 2 in there, so. And then technically we'd have to open up the back to get to here, but the game doesn't force us to do that, so. Yeah, technically, we would need to remove all these panels, where all this crazy wiring is. But the game doesn't force us to do that, so whatever. You have a 2 terabyte? That's pretty good, yeah. Yeah, let me put this side panel back on. And then we'll install the SSD that I have, although I doubt they have Samsung in here. Although they probably should try to get them just because they're kind of the best of the best. I don't even think they have a 500 gigabyte SSD actually to choose from. They should probably add that since 500 gigabyte is kind of a good middle SSD value, I suppose. So we'll just install 2 of them, I guess. That'll add up to 500. If I had to, I could RAID 0 them, but whatever. So I think we're done, possibly. I don't think we have anything left. It's pretty close to what I got. Not exact, but it's pretty close. So let's actually put in the USB drive so we can install their version of Windows. It'd be cool if you could play games on the PC you build. What do you mean? Because right now I'm actually playing on this particular computer. Like, I have most of the parts in the computer that I'm using right now, and I'm just gonna switch it over to the new case that I get tomorrow. So right now I'm using a Phanteks P400 case, which is a nice case, don't get me wrong, but it's pretty bad for airflow. So I kind of want to get something that was a little bit better for the airflow, and the H500P mesh is perfect for it. And it's just a beautiful case overall. Obviously not this, but it would be cool if you could play games on the PC. Oh, yeah. I actually thought about that when I played this the other day. Like, I obviously don't think that they'd be able to do any sort of AAA titles, but maybe they can make their own game or add in, like, Tetris or something. Or, like, what is it, like, the Windows Miner. So let's download that. And then we'll download this too, just because I want to actually see what they think the scores are for this particular PC. And is that all I technically need? I'll download this too, just because it'll be funny to see what's going on here. Once again, if you hear my washing machine, there's not much I can do about that. We have a lot of particular RGB stuff here. I don't think I have nearly that much. I can't change that because that's the graphics card. But for the most part, that's pretty close, other than the fact that the case isn't white like it's supposed to be. Also, I think I'm going to try to add a RGB strip just to brighten it up a little bit. So I actually want to know. I know all of these are going to be, yeah, you can definitely do it easy. But what about for this? So Battlefield 1, a game I know I would easily crush in running on this particular computer, says that you can't actually do it. Which is actually surprising, because I think in this particular game they actually try to make it harder to run. Just about all these games it's telling me I can't run the recommended spec. Let's look at a game that I know 100% that I have. Wow, GTA? GTA is telling me that you need at least a Vega 56 and 8 gigabytes of VRAM. That's funny because that card wasn't even out when this game launched, so I don't know where they're getting these numbers. Most of these parts weren't even out yet. This graphics card was the minimum, whereas this GPU actually works out there other than the VRAM. But VRAM really doesn't make a difference if you're running the game at 1080p and sometimes even 1440p. It really only makes a difference when once you're into 4K. See, can I run Minecraft? Yeah. I like how they recommended 960 and an i5 6400 for Minecraft. You could maybe run it on your particular computer with a 750 Ti. You have like a 730 there, you might not be able to run it actually. That's right, you said a 730. Might not be able to run Minecraft. What about PUBG? It says I can't even run minimum spec when I get 100 FPS plus on max settings. It's funny. Alright, let's just run this and see what happens. Runs perfectly, actually. $32 chunks. Minecraft's too hard to play for me. I tried to get back into it earlier this year, and I just kept getting banned from every server I played on. So I ended up giving up on it. .24 FPS, 4600. You know, that's not that's not far off of what it actually is. Because when I tested this on my own on my actual computer, I got 5500. So that's actually not far off. It's kind of getting, it gets kind of boring, so I'm on it. Yeah. I feel like you'd have to. Other than there's really nothing left to do in Minecraft. They haven't really changed anything in the last 10 years. So yeah, that's pretty close. So that's interesting to see. What am I doing here? It's funny, it actually probably took me about the same amount of time to build this computer in this game than it probably will in real life. Alright, so anyways, that's a nice little working computer there. So yeah, it's pretty cool. But what's the free build options? I didn't know about this. This probably would have made things a little bit easier. But let's go back to career. I'm gonna play this for just a little bit. Why do you get banned? I'm what they could like to call a griefer. But all the people that I quote unquote griefed, they haven't played the game in forever. So I was like, well, nobody's been online, so it's really wrong. Kind of cleaning up the world, if you will. Alright, so I don't actually remember what these are. So it's been a couple days actually since I think I played this game. So this one will be pretty easy to get into. This other one will be a complete build, which is fine. Fable Fortune. Let's see, what do you want for this? Was that recommended or minimum? Recommended, okay. So, I need... It's actually pretty easy to run. Once a 1050 Ti, I might actually have one, so I won't have to purchase one. Yep, got a 1050 Ti right there I can throw in. It's used, but whatever. You should play Skyblock. Skyblock is probably one of the more fun things to do, because it kind of gives you a challenge. But for me, when I play Skyblock, I kind of felt the need to have some sort of shop in the server. And if it's not a good shop, I don't really like to play. And the server that I used to play on that had a nice Skyblock, I think it got shut down. So there's not really much servers now that I remember that are still up. Because I haven't really played it regularly in such a long time. Alright, so what am I doing here? Have a 1050 Ti. I actually think I have a 1300X as well. Yep. Okay. So really all I need is 2 gigabytes of RAM. And that's pretty much it. Other than the case and power supply and things. I actually have a 4 gigabyte RAM, but I think that was supposed to go in here, right? Yeah. Actually, this might be a 2 gigabyte memory stick, so I could use this guy's. Yeah, 2 gigabytes, so we won't have to buy that. You're actually not supposed to put your RAM in the first slot, but in this game it doesn't do anything, so whatever. What kind of CPU you got in here? Should be able to upgrade this easily. Wait a second. Intel Pentium 4400? What do I need for this? Oh yeah, never mind. That's something completely different. So this is what I had in there. So let's see. Would this be considered an upgrade? It will. Okay. So this computer's done. I didn't have to purchase anything for it. And I believe this cooler was on this computer. Yeah. So I didn't have to buy anything for this computer, which is nice. And install that USB drive. And then I'll put this side panel back on. Okay, cool. So the only thing I need here is some sort of hard drive. Nope, I actually have a power supply on hand, so I don't need to buy that. So there's not much I need to buy. I need to buy this. Let's try to find the cheapest case. Let's get this. I've actually built in, I don't think it's this exact version, but it's pretty close to this computer case. And then I said I had a power supply, so I believe I also had an extra CPU cooler. So what do I need here? Just a motherboard, I guess? I don't have a motherboard. Yeah, so turn that back up to relevance. Let's look for an AM4 And 110. Let's just buy the cheapest one since we don't have a whole lot of money to actually work with here. It's actually not the one. So actually we had to quite a bit. We have quite a bit for this. But it's fine. Still go cheap because fuck this guy. And we're good, I think, for pretty much everything. We have the graphics card, we have CPU, we have motherboard, we have RAM, we have storage, we have a power supply, we have a case, and we also have a CPU cooler. Okay. So let's go to shop and purchase this stuff for tomorrow. Is this game free? No. This game is $20, I think, on Steam. I'm not sure exactly how much because I actually got this game sent to me for free by CyberPower PC. So I didn't actually have to buy it. But no, this game isn't free. And I know for sure. Pretty sure it was 20 bucks, but I'm not sure. This game's a lot of fun, though. For me, I've put a lot of time into it already, and I could definitely say this game is definitely worth $15 or $20. But somebody like my friend who's not as much as into PC building as I am, and he's never actually even touched the inside of his computer before. Like, he does not think this game's worth $20 at all. Alright, so what's this doing here? I just gotta wait for that test to run in and then I can cash out for the day. And then build the rest of this computer tomorrow. This test takes forever though. Like how there's just subtle advertisements just throughout posters in the game. Out here though, you got some cool things. It'd be nice if they added some sort of way where you could customize your office, maybe even expand it to like this would be the starter version of your business's office, and you could buy like a mid-tier and then a high-end tier. That'd be pretty cool. There's a lot of stuff they could go down the path with this game. So we're done here, right? Yeah, leave by the door. And cash. 7,700K now. I can now buy that. So replace a hard drive. Okay, I'm gonna buy that now. Actually, I'm just gonna buy a. Yeah, I may as well just go with this. And then whatever, doesn't matter. I'll still make profit, and then we'll come back tomorrow. Okay. So we'll throw this over here. And then hopefully we have all the parts. We should. Motherboard. Installing the motherboard is probably the most tedious in this game. I think this is a 2-slot GPU, but I'm not sure. Anyways, let's throw in that CPU now. Okay. And 1050 Ti. memory. We'll put the 500 in here. I think I gotta remove this in order to install the power supply. This game's a lot of fun though. I could play this game for hours. And I have. I think I have like probably close to 20 hours now. Let me check. 17 hours. So yeah, I got a lot of time on the game. I've only had it for like half a week. Well, yeah, maybe like half a week. I got it on Friday and played the absolute crap of it over the weekend. Played probably 15 hours between Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. What was I gonna do? Guess we could just do this. It's not gonna match at all, but it'll work. Also, when you're using a power supply, it doesn't actually look like that. Like, I don't know why they went with the path of like wires coming out and then you have to connect those wires to these wires. It's not actually like that. You just either connect these wires to your motherboard or your components, or the other way around depending on what kind of power supply you have. So it's kind of weird that they went that route. Is that it? I think we just finished this PC. We just got to put this in. I think we're done now. Yep. Okay. Let me put that side panel back on. Cool. So that's pretty easy. Building a computer isn't necessarily that difficult. Except for when I forget to put the power supply shroud back on. Now we're done. Okay. So, yeah, pretty easy. That's a hard job right there. When you kind of have to guesstimate in order to get someone performance. I don't like those type of jobs. Wow, this is a high-end PC. It's trying to get the recommended 4K. Okay. Lots of people asking for some builds. So, what was it? This one? Asking for a new hard drive, or was that the one behind me? That was this one. Oh yeah, this is this really weird case. It's like a spaceship. You gotta take off everything else because it's like completely, like a completely different version of what a normal computer case would be. It's like upside down. So weird. Alright, so this, I actually upgraded this guy to a 1 terabyte, so 4 times the storage of what he had. It broke? It sucks for you. You know what I don't know? Is, are they gonna make me reinstall the OS? Technically I would have to, but I don't know if they're gonna make me. We'll see in a second. We'll see if it says no OS detected. Okay, so technically I would have to reinstall the OS. But in this game, you don't have to do it. So we're done here. And how much did they pay me? How much was it? 170. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna actually plan this out right now. So, recommended 4K League. Completely from scratch is a lot of fun. Actually, this is not far off of what my current computer is. i7 7700K and an RX 580, so that's pretty close. So, how much is that going to cost me? Hopefully under 1400. i7 7700K, right? That's what they said, I believe. Yep. And then should be the 580s somewhere around here. I'm not sure if I have the F580s actually unlocked. That's okay. We could use something higher than that. Let me see what's there. Where are the 580s? There's no way they're lower than the 480s. That wouldn't make any sense. Oh, you know what? Since I don't have it unlocked, I don't think it's on this chart. Which is fine. I think a 1060 will do okay. I don't know if I own one. They're fairly close. No. Alright, so I don't know if a 1060 would... Like, a 1060 really wouldn't outperform a 580. It'd be close. In some games it probably would, but most games I don't think it would. 480 I could get, but would not outbeat a 580. So that leaves me with the options of, I think, 980 or maybe an R9 390X. I don't know if that beats out a 580. A 980 Ti definitely would, I think. Is there no 1070s? Let's just go from price sending. I could just throw in like a 980 Ti. Doesn't really matter because it gave me a pretty big budget. So I'll actually leave that off to the end. I'm gonna need, what is it? What's that 7700K? Is it Skylake like the 6700? Nope, it's KB Lake. That's right. I always confuse those two. So KB Lake. Let's go with the cheap side. Memory, I don't remember how much it said. Let's see. 8 gigabytes of RAM. Okay. So I don't want to go too expensive here, but also let's sort by relevance again. Actually, no. Let's sort from ascending, just so we can find the cheapest option real quick. So $80 is the cheapest, but that's 20. Yeah, let's just do the cheapest so far. We'll have more money to spend on that GPU. So CPU, motherboard, RAM is done. We need some sort of storage. We need a decent power supply. We're building this one. I probably want to be a very good cooler for this, but it's fine. That leaves us with $845. $865 with shipping. So that leaves me with somewhere between $500 and $600 to spend on a GPU, which is okay. But I still need to make some profit, so I'm thinking I'm gonna go with a 980. Would a 980 be to 580? I think it would. Or we could just go with 980 Ti. Because honestly, that one's not too bad. 435 for a Ti. Yeah, let's do that actually. And then I still make $105 profit. Yeah, okay. Let's do that. Before I buy that, is there anything else that I need? What's up, TJ? It's because I don't want to skip these because I know there's a certain amount of time before they don't, what is it, accept it or whatever. So I gotta actually install 3D Mark here. And is that the only computer here? Yeah. So let's see my email. So let me get this done and maybe buy any parts that I might need. And then I'll buy them all in one full swoop. So that test actually runs in 1440p. That I didn't know. I thought it maybe ran in 4K, but I wasn't sure. Because I feel like a lot of these parts would probably run better than they actually do. So this is going to take some time here, so... yeah. Let's go look at the Statue of Liberty again. That's a lot of people. What's over here? I actually don't know what city this is. It's probably a fairly big city, though, if they put it in the wall. It's because this is, that's the Big Ben, right? I think so. That is what they call it, right? That's a pretty... never mind. I was going to say that's a pretty detailed picture. And then I got super close. Alright, is this thing done? We already know it's not going to pass this test. 43... no! Why would they ask me to do that? They want me to get a score of 43.21. It's 43.08. You're literally not going to notice any performance difference. Okay. Let's see what's in here. If it's a bad GPU, I'll just upgrade that because I own another GPU. 1060? Alright, I don't have anything better than a 1060, so let's look at the CPU. So I might... never mind. There's nothing that I have that'll top that. So, my only option is to go with an 1800X, which that's not going to happen because that's $500 in this game. So, I'm gonna have to upgrade the GPU, which means I'm gonna have to buy another GPU. I'm gonna have to see how much money he's giving me, because 370. How much was this? Or what is this? 1060? I don't know if I'm gonna be able to buy a GPU for less than that. That will actually outperform a 1060. Yeah, that's gonna be tough. I don't even think it's possible. I think the only method I could do is say, okay, I'm gonna take your GPU and then I'm gonna buy you a slightly better GPU. And then we'll call it even, which I've done before. So that was a 1060. I could probably upgrade to a 390X. However, I don't know how much of a improvement that really is, because it's kind of older, slower on pretty much everything. Or I could go with a like a 980 Ti and then just be broke. You know, I'll be a nice person and I'll throw another one of these on there, and now I'll have two. But I'm taking his GPU. So let's do that now. April 1st. We are now a month behind. I have a must complete job. That's not good. Oh, you know what that is? That's probably the... It's probably this. Yeah. So this GPU better work. What is it? The 980 Ti. I'm pretty certain this will pass the test. I'd be surprised if it didn't. Alright, run that test, and we'll get to work on this person's computer. So what did this guy do? 8 gigabytes of RAM, 3107. Alright, so this is what I'm gonna actually do now. I am first gonna rip that USB stick out of this guy and throw it into this one. Cable this up. Power her on, download the software, and just see what baseline score we can get. If we get a decent baseline score, might just be able to throw in something like that 1060, potentially. Alright, so let's start to work on this guy's computer. So this one should be done. It says incomplete case because I forgot to install the PCI lock. There. Oh, it's completed, right? Yep. 49, 42. We actually destroyed that test. We got like 600. 600 more than you wanted. Alright, so let's collect my money. Looking to upgrade GTA 5 minimum spec 340. Well, we'll see what we can do with that. Alright, so let's start installing this stuff. Worst part in this game is installing motherboards. Worst part in real life, plugging in the front headers. Or putting in the, what is it called, these things. Although this one actually had one pre-installed. My case does not. Or my motherboard rather. Does not. So I'm gonna actually retweet that, and then we'll get back into this computer build. So 7700K goes into this. Move the PCI lock. Um, 980 Ti. If you were actually like building your own computer, I'd suggest leaving the graphics card off until the end in like real life. It just makes everything easier. You have way more room and a way less chance of destroying your motherboard and GPU at the same time. So, power supply. We're going to have to remove this first. Oops. Where is it? There it is. There. And did we buy? Yeah, we did buy a CPU cooler. Okay. I wasn't sure if we did or not. That one's gonna be ugly. Gonna crisscross? Yep. So, for the most part, I think we're actually done. We just need to put in storage, so I think I actually have to go into the back of this particular case in order to do that. Maybe not. Yeah, we do, okay. So, put that in there, and we'll cable her up. Now I think we're done. Well, she turned on. I just need to actually install an OS. But I don't have my 1796. Ooh. I don't know how much they're giving me, but I don't think they're paying me that much to maybe fix that score. Alright, so I actually have to install this OS really quickly. Nope, that's okay, RU. I'm more of the type of person that prefers to stream, and what happens is what happens. I don't think following for following is something you should be doing, as you're essentially just increasing your number of people that are following you while not really getting any views. Maybe one day, maybe at some point you'll get views, but I don't see it as a worthful thing to do. I'm gonna actually save though, because I don't remember the last time I saved. I suggest if you really wanted to become a streamer, just let it happen. If you get viewers, that's great. If you don't, oh well, move on. Or you could stream to multiple platforms. That's what I've been doing. Right now I'm streaming on YouTube primarily because that's where the majority of my following is. And also Mixer and now Twitch as well. So it's nice to just expand. What is up, the Kid Gaming? Here, I'll actually show you. OBS. So, for me, this is how I'm looking at chat. I can see every single comment that's on any platform. So, for example, Mixer is on here, my YouTube chat's on here, and also my Twitch chat is now on here. So that's what I use. Okay, so this guy's actually done. I really want this game. This game is a ton of fun. I managed to actually get a key from CyberPower PC. So I didn't have to pay for it, which was nice. But I think the game's still worth $20 or whatever amount this is. Does this not have a... Alright, I guess we're good. Everything's done here. And... that's the 4K League of Legends machine right there. Yeah, my Twitch and my Mixer is both blood plays. So I think it's just, what is it? Twitch.tv/bloodplays and then mixer.com/bloodplays. Yeah. I've been trying to expand so I get more viewers at once on many different platforms, because I don't think YouTube's gonna last forever, and I'm not saying that Twitch or Mixer will either, but right now it's looking like Twitch and Mixer have been going up and YouTube have been going down. So I've been doing what I've been doing. Alright, let's see. How long have we been streaming for? Over an hour. Cool. So, this... I don't think I have any memory to give him right now. So... we're gonna have to see what this guy's going with. A 950. First of all, how much is he paying me? $500. Okay. I could probably get away with... I could either put it all into a GPU or all into a CPU. However, that could really hurt me if I did that. As when they average these two scores together, the super low score is going to really suck, so... Maybe I put the 1060 in here, and then upgrade his CPU to that i5 I have. Because I have an i5, I believe I have an i5 for this. I have an i3-6100 as well. So, maybe I don't have an i5. Thought I did. Alright, well, let's put the i3 in there. That's fine. See you, the dead scientist. Alright, cool. So that's working there. Alright. So let's remove this GPU. I might have something else other than that 1060 to put in here. I haven't, that's probably even worse than 950. I don't even remember how I got that, so let's put the 1060 in here. Power her on. Actually, forgot to connect the GPU. Now power on. Now, what's that? 2 gigabytes. All right. Well, I'm gonna completely scrap the 2 gigabytes, as nobody should have 2 gigabytes these days. And I'll just jump you up to like this. However, I don't want to spend that much, so let's buy the bare minimum pricing. And there. It's 110 for 8 gigs. Is it the last one that I have here? I believe. So this might actually be my last PC of the stream, just because I don't want to stream too long. It's already 9 p.m. here, so. Okay. These 2 PCs are on the way, so we won't do that today. Alright. So yeah, I just need to upgrade the RAM. Unless it fails this test, then I'm going to have to upgrade something higher. However, I think it'll be okay. 3100. The CPU might hold me back. But we might be able to just be able to meet that. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. 3600, alright, so it was higher than I expected. I knew the CPU wasn't going to perform exactly well. But GPU made up for it. So that's pretty much it. Now I just need to get the RAM. So I'm going to purchase that. Throw her in. And we'll be good. Nice. So this is a must-complete job, right? Yeah. Okay. It's gonna make me redo that test. Damn. RAM's not gonna have any difference really on the test, so. Yank these computers in. It's the exact same case. That could get confusing. Cool. So now we wait. Pretty certain I'm gonna pass this easily. Could you imagine if I just accidentally picked this up and fucked it all up? That'd suck. It's getting hot here. Yesterday it snowed. Just constantly snows where I live. And I think we're finally done with the snow. Today we got to 75 degrees. So it got pretty hot here. New York is a weird state, that's for sure. Are we almost done here? 36, 34. Wow, the exact same test. It's almost like I didn't know that was going to happen. Alright, cool. So, get the money there. We got close to 10K in total. Wow, that is not easy. That might not even be possible, honestly. Alright. So, I'm going to save it there, and I'm going to call it quits. So, thanks for you guys watching. We had a decent amount of viewers going. Mainly on YouTube, which is fine. We didn't really have too many people on the other platforms. Which is a lot harder to get viewers on those platforms since I pretty much just started using them only a few days ago. But anyways, guys, see you in the next stream. Or video. We'll see what happens. Peace out.